Greetings to everyone and welcome to this beautiful place. This is our Aranya Bodhi Awakening Forest Hermitage on the Sonoma coast, our project of Dhammadharini, and we are on the meditation deck of Vimutti Kuti, Freedom Kuti. And here on March 31st, we finished our 3-month-long winter retreat. And this place where I'm sitting now was the place where I had many hours of sitting, standing, walking, and even lying down meditation in all 4 postures, right in this spot. So welcome to this space, for me, the sacred place on this land on the Sonoma coast of Northern California. And I'd like to take a moment just to welcome you into meditation here with me. This land, it's easy to perceive the great elements in this space, the great elemental properties. So if you'd like to, what you can see and hear and feel from this space, I invite you together with me to just take a moment to touch into the great elemental properties of the earth, of the water. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but the background noise is the rushing creek, and it's rushing quite loudly because we've had a couple of mega storms, and now we have just a little break between storms that's making it so we can have this time to video here now, and we're expecting one more on the way. The quality of the water element in our bodies, the mouths and tears and sweat, and the blood in our veins, the water all around us in the rain-drenched forest, the rushing of the creek, which is very close to the great Pacific Ocean. The warmth of the sunshine, dappled sunshine, and cool, fresh ocean breezes, our breath, warmth and coolness of our bodies. With the ocean breezes maybe picking up in the recording, I'm not sure if you're hearing a sound or not as the breeze comes. Also the flow of the breath in our bodies. I invite you to have a chance to relax for a moment in this space, in tune and in harmony with the great natural elements, elemental properties of earth, water, fire, and wind. In our bodies, the bones, the flesh, warmth, coolness, the breath, our blood, sweat, and tears. The flow of the breath in and out in the body. Namo tassa bhagavate arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang dhammang sanghang namasami. So in the last few days here, I feel like in the ocean breezes and interplay of the elements, I feel like I've been somehow hearing or sensing the voices of our ancestors and close to them. I don't mean just the ancestors of this land, but all the ancestors of this land and my own ancestors who this body and blood come from, and in a way the changing of the generation. So emerging from retreat a couple of weeks ago, or a little bit more than 1 week ago, then there was a lot of news about coronavirus, COVID-19, and its spread around the world. And my first thought was, during retreat we're meditating on these things. Mindfulness of death, mindfulness of impermanence, mindfulness of the rising and passing of all things, all of their rising, all of their passing, their cessation. We were meditating on the Anapanasati Sutta. The Anapanasati Sutta in the end has a very strong meditation on Vijja, Vimutti, which means like knowledge and liberation, understanding and freedom. And in this, then we're meditating on impermanence. And in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the Buddha's discourse, greater discourse on mindfulness, which I was studying and meditating on together, then the meditations on the rising of the breath, the falling of the breath, breathing in, breathing out, and then breathing in with various contemplations, and breathing out with various contemplations. Contemplations of the body, contemplations of the feelings, contemplations of the mind, recognizing for the body that everything of the body is sankhara. We can say, anyway, conditioned. Fabrication, like a weaving together of various kinds of conditions that are ever so transitory, ever so changeable for all of our feelings also. Changeable in a fraction of a second, like the flow of the creek and listening to its sound, and you have a little shower and then the sound of the creek changes, and a couple of dry days and the sound of the creek is changed so much. And then now with the supermoon coming up 2 days from now, then the sound of the tide in the ocean has gotten so loud sometimes that it's like overcoming the sound of the creek. Sometimes I can't even hear it. It's always there. Yes. Well, not always. In the great impermanence, we think something like even the ocean is so great and permanent, and the earth. All impermanent. When we look at the great elemental properties, even our sun and the sunshine seems like a constant, although of course in the last couple of days it's been very rare to see it like this, but it seems like a constant. But we know, like the candle that's burning behind me, it has a certain amount of fuel, and when that fuel is exhausted, then it will burn out. Or if there's a strong breeze, and it will burn out. So we know, we meditate upon this being nature. looking at the nature in our body, our feelings, our mind, internally and externally, for myself, for all other people, for all other beings, for all conditioned things. So meditating like this during this retreat time, then a few days ago, emerging from retreat, I thought, right. Just like we were meditating, look, it's happening in the world. Except for, of course, I don't wish that anyone be sick. I don't even wish, really, that anyone age. Of course, aging is just nature, so wishing that we age or not is kind of a funny thing, because it's just happening inexorably all the time. And with age comes the ending of what was previous and the coming into being of what did not exist before, or what existed but only in the latent potential of conditions. And I see for this coronavirus also, it's not that this just came out of nothing. For our human culture, our way of living in this world as a global community, then the way that we're living in a way has created these conditions so that this can happen. And this is part of the truth of the Buddha's teaching, is that the salient truth of the Buddha's teaching, everything arises out of conditions. If those conditions are present, the things happen. And if those conditions change and disappear, then those things will not happen anymore. Just as simple as that. So there are many things that arise out of our contemporary conditions, and this is one of them. So one thing in terms of view, when we talk about vijja and vimutti, like understanding or knowledge and freedom, one thing that I've come to understand is that within the conditions, whatever they may be, there's always an opportunity that exists within those conditions. And according to the Buddha's teaching, the conditions don't really have to be more idealistic than what they actually are, because the first noble truth of dukkha is not requiring that everything be nice and wonderful for you to be able to access the path. And then understanding about causation with regards to dukkha is so important. Of course, causation with regards to our well-being and happiness is equally important. So if it weren't for suffering, though, if it weren't for pain, grief, sorrow, lamentation, despair, then we would hardly necessarily be wanting to understand if we can really engage with the conditions in a way that are that's helpful and beneficial for us. Of course, we want to know, as human beings, it's something natural for us, how to stay away, get away from, and stay away from and end suffering, and then how to get the good stuff and keep the good stuff as long as we can. But in the vijja, vimutti, the understanding and the liberation, the freedom with the understanding of impermanence and the other meditation subjects, the freedom doesn't come from learning better how to attach to the things that we think will make us happy and will further feed our craving and attachment. It doesn't work like that at all. It works just the opposite. In fact, with the understanding and then say like the opening of the heart to the truth of things and receptivity, harmonization of our view, and then our hearts, our motivations, our feelings, even at the level of our bodies, we can see how our bodies realign. Then our our expectations change, our demands change, our wants and sense of needs for our happiness changes, and we find that through the opening and the releasing, then there's joy, happiness, and beauty, and then we can engage with things in a different kind of way. So every circumstance offers an opportunity. And for us as Buddhists, if we are Buddhists or if we're interested in the Buddha's teaching, then how to meet that circumstance, engage with those conditions and circumstances in a way selfishly that increases our understanding and our fluency with the truth of things as they are, our openness, our ability to receive everything and meet it as it is, and engage with it in a beautiful, healthy, and helpful way for ourselves and then also for others, internally and externally. This is the great power and beauty of this path, this view, this attitude, this way of showing up. So the Dhamma of the circumstances and the Dhamma of our views, intentions, our intentional words and actions, our efforts, mindfully and with wise effort, even in the depths of our meditation, from the deepest states of meditation to our being present with the elements of our bodies and minds, and our connection with our fellow humans and our fellow living beings. We see and meet that opportunity as we often chant Amhakam Tigaratam Hitaya Sukhaya, for our long-term benefit and happiness. This is a chant that's often chanted in Theravada Buddhism, in Pali, which is a dedication for our offerings. So I'd like to dedicate this offering of Dhamma to our long-term benefit and happiness for myself, for all the living beings here on the Sonoma Coast, this area of the United States where coronavirus, among many other things, causes of happiness and causes of suffering are all present here in the Dhamma and around our entire world, to all living beings. As the Buddha said when inviting the first Arahant disciples of his, awakened disciples, to walk around the world, Bahujana Hitaya, Bahujana Sukhaya, for the welfare of the many and the happiness of the many. May this small offering of Dhamma be so. We don't have such strong internet here in this off-grid hermitage, here with satellite internet, so we'll see whether I can show up for panel or not. But we can offer this to you now with loving kindness, compassion, appreciation, and that great heart that can touch, hold, and pass through all things in the Dhamma.